is Tomomi Gariano, a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is day 28 of Inktober 2025. Today's tangle is Quandary by Zentangle. This is Zentangle official tangle, and I think it's one of the original tangles that was released earlier in Zentangle history. Sorry, I had to take a sip of my tea. It's a simple, elegant tangle, but it can be a little tricky. So we're gonna go over slowly, and I'm gonna give you tips and tricks. Before we do that, since this is day 28, let's take a moment to appreciate our previous 6 days. I've been doing this for every 7 days. So this is day 22, Shatak, and this was day 23. This was Kutuba or Kutuba, and this is day 24, Letterish, day 25, another Zentangle official tangle in, and day 26, Owl Peak, and day 27, yesterday was Eid, and today is day 28, Quandary. So as usual, I'm gonna go over step out. This one really doesn't have much of a step out. It's a series of this seed shape. Let me grab my pen. I just grabbed pencil, but it really doesn't matter. But you know, no mistakes. I continue with my black pen, and so yes, it's a series of this seed shape or rice grain shape, and you are going to add another seed shape, not touching but close, and another seed shape. This will kind of sort of form a triangle. So if I add supporting line, this is kind of sort of for a triangle, and using one of these seeds you create another triangle. So this is a new triangle, and let's pick this one, and you create another triangle, use this one, create another triangle, and use maybe this one, create another triangle, and here there's there's already 2, so you can do this, and you have this sort of beautiful flower-like shape. It ended up like a nice flower shape, but the idea is to add one seed after another, building on top of the existing seed shape. So doesn't that sound familiar to something else we did earlier? What day was that? Let me look it up. Just give me a second. I should have prepared this, but day 16. So day 16. Hold on a second. Let me grab my tile. This triply. When we did triply, it was a triangle, and then you aura and build another triangle. And since you're auraing, this triangle shape can be, any triangle. Like if you want to do something like this is still a triangle, right? So this was how we did triply. Same idea. Imagine this triangle is like, well, I guess it's not quite like, it's more like this, sorry. Ignore what I just said. It's more like this. Imagine this triangle is Quandary. So just build one after the other like this. So that's how you kind of approach in a very basic ways or simple ways. But I hear from my student, they say, oh, mine doesn't work out so nicely. I ended up having this really wonky ones like this. You know, my petals or my rice grain doesn't line up nicely like yours. That is absolutely fine. Like this, it's beautiful, right? But if you want to do more balanced one, here's what you want to remember, or what you want to pay attention while you do. One way to look at is, like I said, beginning. Each 3 petals form triangles like this. But also, you can approach this way. So imagine this fits within a circle. So you have this imaginary circle, and let's draw 6 petals first. So this should be a little closer maybe. So these are, if you look at the clock, if you see this as a clock, it's 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So there's 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? And then if you want to add 6 of these, the next one's going to be about where 2 p.m., 2 o'clock is. Doesn't have to be p.m., 2 o'clock. And next one is going to be 4 o'clock. And next one's going to be 10, 8, any order. So you kind of sort of have evenly spaced 6 petals, 6 seeds, and then you add more seeds like this. Or same thing, same approach, but keep in mind you have imaginary circles that will help you to keep this rice grain seed shape about the equal size. And when you put next one, I'm just eyeballing this, and next one, remember this was 6 and 12. This is kind of sort of on a straight line. So the next one is going to be on this imaginary straight line like this, and the next one is going to be on this imaginary straight line. And then you have this evenly spaced 6 seeds. So these are just extra informations. Like I said, like I did when I did triply, you can be perfectly random, or you can aim for more even look, whichever you prefer. And one more thing, sorry, I keep adding tips, is it's easier to form triangle when you keep this seed shape flat or skinny. If you do in a round one, it could still work, but it kind of sort of run out of space. you can do this, but it's just my preferred way is to keep this seed shape skinny. And as I was drawing, I was thinking, actually you can do even seed shape like this if you want to, but that's more to think, because this will fit nicely like this. But if you are a beginner, just stick to skinny seed shape like this and it will work nicely. So let's get going. I'm gonna do this maybe from here. I'm just gonna do this in just one at a time, not really planning anything, just forming triangles. And I'm used to drawing this, so I can just keep going like this. But if this is your first time, or if you are having a hard time with this tangle, you can use one of the tips I just gave at the beginning of this video and help you figure out how to place each seed one after another. So as I tangle, oh, hold on a second. I was gonna tell you more about my trip to Kyoto, since I just came back a couple of days ago. I talked about a little bit yesterday, but before I do that, let me tell you about my not Instagram live, so sorry, YouTube live that I've been talking about. So live session that will be on the last day of Inktober. The Tangle is going to be outdoors, and it will be on 10 a.m. Tokyo time. That's Japan Standard Time. So how that translates to is, if you are in West Coast, like Pacific Daylight Time, it's on actually the day before, October 30th, Thursday, 6 p.m. And if you are in New York, that's easier to figure out, right? It's still on 30th, Thursday, 9 p.m. And I know somebody in Brazil was asking what time is it for her. So for Brazil, it's Brazilian time. That's still on 30th, Thursday, 10 p.m. So for those of you who are in Europe, it's a bit inconvenient because it's same day, 31st, we're on the same day, last day of Inktober, but 1 a.m. So I know this is early morning or late night, however you see it, but it will be recorded, so don't worry about it. And also somebody is asking, where can I see the finished tiles? I post them on the Instagram and also Facebook. So my Instagram is tomomi.galliano.czg. Facebook is Pebbles and Drops. So you can find those information, those time zone information on show note. Scroll down to the bottom of this video. I put a little link to the time zone converter, and you can check what time the live is in your time zone. See, like around here, I don't have a nice triangle, but it really doesn't matter. Who cares, right? And I believe once I create YouTube live post inside my YouTube account. When you see it, you should be able to see it in your local time. I think YouTube does that automatically. I have to confirm that. So I'll do that after I'm done recording this session, so I can tell you more about it on my next video. But that is for the YouTube live. And going back to Kyoto trip, so I talked a little bit about event yesterday. So I'm gonna talk more about the trip itself. So I currently live in Tokyo, which is capital of Japan, and Kyoto is an ancient capital of Japan. A long time ago, more than, oh gosh, so it was capital since 794, year 794 till 12 something. I think it might be 14 something. So 6-7 centuries they were a capital of Japan until they moved it to Tokyo. Sorry, I switched to my brown pen, by the way, and I'm adding some details. So currently it's about 2.5 hours, a little less than 2.5 hours, I think, a little over 2 hours away from Tokyo on a bullet train. So it's really convenient to get to Kyoto, and there's so many places to visit. There's lots of temples and shrines and old houses and nice shops. And I love Kyoto cuisine. They use fresh ingredients. Of course, we all do use fresh ingredients all over Japan, but especially Kyoto cuisine is more about enjoying the flavor of the ingredient itself than using lots of sauce or the seasonings. So they try to appreciate each season and how each season has different vegetables and fruits, and even the meat tastes different depending on the season. And the fish too. What's available seafood in each season is different. So what you eat in Kyoto is, if you are used to like lots of salt and strong seasonings, it may taste a little blunt, but if you appreciate the fresh vegetables and the local harvested produce, and something that's, to me, it's a comfort food. It's close to how my mom cooks, because my grandmother is from Kyoto. So anytime I go to Kyoto, I really enjoy the food. They use lots of dashi, which is fish broth. It's kind of like how French cooking use bouillon as their base. Kyoto cooking, or Japanese cooking in general, but especially Kyoto cuisine, use really, really nice, flavorful dashi as the base of their flavor. So food is another thing I enjoy in Kyoto. And there are lots and lots of tourists now in Kyoto, but I was surprised when I went to Chioen Temple, which we had event. And Chioen Temple is one of the biggest temple in Japan. But it's I should say, I mean, it is very, very photogenic temple with a beautiful garden, a beautiful water feature, and beautiful Zen garden, and it's a huge temple ground. Like this, even the schools inside. So it's a beautiful temple grounds to walk around, but there weren't that many people. I was surprised. Right next to Chioin Temple, there's a temple called Yasaka Temple, which is connected. Two temples are connected by, not exactly connected, but adjacent to the same park called Maruyama Park. And Maruyama Park was just packed with tourists, and Yasaka Temple was packed with tourists, and there were even people outside of the temple gate, trying to get nice pictures and stuff. But when I get to Chioin Temple, it was almost empty. And there were a fair number of tourists, but maybe because I don't think it's just because it's an more open space, larger ground, but just in general, I think it's not. I mean, it is very photogenic, but it's not as photogenic as Yasaka Temple, because Yasaka Jinja, so it's a shrine. Yasaka is a shrine, I'm sorry. Chioen is a temple. So Yasaka Shrine has this beautiful red gates, and it has more, I think, Chinese influence. So it's more ornate, and it's just photogenic. When you have red gate, the building that uses lots of red and gold. So nowadays, most of the tourists especially the younger people, is more about taking really nice pictures so that they can post on whatever social media they use. So it's Instagram worthy, right? We have an expression in Japanese too. It's called bae or insta bae. So that means Instagram worthy. It's just photogenic and looks good on Instagram. So I think that's why Yasaka shrine is much more crowded. And also when you are there to take pictures, you tend to linger at the same spot until you get your perfect shot, right? That seems like how people take trips these days. I mean, it's fun to take picture, but for me, it's more about enjoying being there and observing the details. I take a lot of pictures, especially like in these temples and shrines. You see lots of interesting patterns that can be used as an inspiration for my art, and I wanna take picture as so that I can remember my trips. There was the people that I was with, things that I saw, but those are more for record keeping rather than taking my perfect photo to showcase to my my social media. And I did a lot of, I took a lot of pictures in Chilean. You can see on my Instagram or Facebook, because I wanted to create a video showcasing the event after the event. So I walked around and I took a lot of pictures, a lot of videos. So I guess you can consider this as part of my job. I did take a lot of pictures inside Chilean. But if you see the video that I posted on my, you can see this actually on YouTube short. I posted on YouTube, so you can look this after you're done with this video. But what I was gonna say is, in those pictures, you can see how there aren't that many people in the temple ground. All these pictures I took, you don't see people, extra people inside this my photo. So that was nice. It was really zen. It was really quiet. I took a nice walk around temple ground, and also a nice walk around Maruyama Park. I love Maruyama Park, especially in the springtime. There's this beautiful weeping cherry tree. It's not the original cherry tree that's been there for hundreds of years. I think the original one was damaged, and they have to replant the new one. But still, it's an old cherry tree. It's a weeping cherry tree. So the cherry blossom kind of hangs down like a curtain, or a cascade down like a waterfall. So in the springtime, it's so pretty. Sorry, I'm testing to see how I like if I add a little shading, little triangle in the middle. I'm doing this with my pencil. So it's again, so Maruyama Park is beautiful in the springtime, and it's beautiful now too, because the leaves are starting to change color. But I have lots of memory in the park because I went to school, college in Kyoto. So my friend and I used to go grab a bite near the park, or just buy something from convenience store and sat in the park and take a walk and just enjoy being together. So I wanted to take a walk in Maruyama Park, revisiting a memory lane. So that was fun. And I briefly visited Yasaka Shrine too, but there was just a lot of people, so I kind of walked through and quickly came out came back to Maruyama Park and walked to Yasaka, Chio-in Temple. And I was actually surprised how big Chio-in Temple was. I've been there, but I've only been to a main building and also to just walk around the main area. But since I had time, because I checked in the night before the event, since I had a time, I walked around to the pretty much end to end of the temple ground, and it's huge. So if you're ever gonna visit Kyoto, I highly recommend going there. So anyways, this is my Quandary. It's quite simple, quite beautiful, repetitive. I hope you enjoy this tangle, and I hope you can join my Inktober live session. So time zones are like this, as I announced during this session, and I hope to see you live, and I will see you tomorrow for day 29. Bye now.